Let's ride.
17 was the worst one.
I lived on the Gulf Coast of Texas for 8 years before this, and I know a storm will do what it will do.
Emergency officials here are planning for heavy amounts of rain, wind, and potential for power outages.
And back here live in the villages, I think what that woman said is so profound. A storm will do what a storm will do. It's really quite as simple as that, really. And as this track continues to make its move more toward the Tampa area, boy, the villages, they are going to take a ton of rain and the potential for winds. It just all depends on what Hurricane Ian decides to do, whether it slows down or speeds up. We just don't quite know yet. But people here certainly getting in their last moments of fun as they are prepping for what is to come. Schools here tomorrow. That's their last day for the rest of the week as people will begin to hunker down. Back to you.
15 minutes later.
Let's go across to Cuba now. The strong winds ahead of Hurricane Ian have started pounding the southern coast. The island nation has declared an emergency alert in multiple provinces as the fast approaching hurricane is strengthening rapidly. The local Cuban authorities claim that some 50,000 people in western province have been moved to safer locations. 6,000 of these evacuated people have been sent to state-run shelters, while the rest have taken shelter in homes of relatives and friends. The authorities further added that maximum sustained winds are near 155 kilometers per hour.
No, peligroso como todo. Nosotros siempre lo aseguramos, ¿viste? Pero como vivimos en la playa, no, estamos casi acostumbrados a estas cosas, ¿viste? Siempre también nos vamos por pueblo, ¿viste? Porque aquí entra mucho el agua.
Much later.
Ian update. And welcome back in. Just want to give you the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory now. You can see the winds are at 100 miles an hour, still a Cat 2. The forward speed, north-northwest at 13. The one thing, though, that has changed, that pressure is continuing to drop, now down to 965 millibars. As that pressure drops, we tend to see the winds go up, so look for that with tonight's 11 o'clock update. Forecast cone again has a major Category 4 hurricane coming into the southeastern Gulf of Mexico as it continues to ride northward and hooks up with a cold front that's going by to the north and the east. The combination of wind shear and drier air being pulled in with that front should begin to weaken this feature, but not before substantial impacts are felt here across all.
Now I agree with Rush. I'm too stupid to make up my own mind.
Of central Florida. And then as you take a look, you can see now tropical storm watches here in the yellow. Marion County back towards the coast. Sumter County, you're under a hurricane watch. And Polk County is under a tropical storm warning. Some of the models are now indicating that we could see a turn, that we would see the northeast winds back in across Flagler County. So that's why we're now looking at the storm surge watches up for the coast and along the St. Johns River. Something we'll continue to monitor. Peak storm surge from Tampa down towards Fort Myers, anywhere from about 6 to about 11 feet. Let's take a look at the latest proximity of this storm, and look at that, 480 miles across. We take a look at the radar. A storm that large brings in some rain. We're starting to see that now down across.
This is how legends are born.